Okay, welcome back, one and all, to the continuation of this life lesson number 3, entitled When Spiritual Eyes Are Open, Human Consciousness is Raised to See Reality Beyond the Thin Veil of this flesh, that is, human nature or secular life. Now, we are segueing from lesson number 2, where I left you with a point about identifying good and evil from certain characteristics. Now, let's look at a primary characteristic, and as we go on, we'll get into the depth of others. Good is constructive wholesomeness. Dwell on that wholesomeness. I think you know what wholesomeness is. That develops a modest, moderate lifestyle. It's right down the middle. Doesn't go too far to the right, doesn't go too far to the left, but is moderate in life and modest. It doesn't overdo itself with makeup or with any glitter and glamour and celebrity. It doesn't over glamorize itself. Good loves God, regardless of the religious pursuit, loves themselves, and loves others. That's good. Evil is counterproductive to good. Evil is destructive demise, listen, that hates and particularly despises those that are good, as seen between the classic historical example between Cain and Abel. Cain slew Abel because Abel's works were righteous and his wasn't, therefore he hated him. Don't get it wrong. Nice people aren't liked because they're too good to be true. They throw a wet blanket of enthusiasm on those who have an evil pursuit in life, and they're not liked. If you're a nice person, don't be alarmed because you are not liked. At the end of the day, you're going to be on top. So follow me closely. Now, apply those characteristics to people and life circumstances. And what do you come up with? Identify those characteristics in this current day and age. Now, you might ask yourself, why should I do that, Jarvis? Because through time, listen to this scenario, from eternity through time, God is building his kingdom with people who love the Lord, and Satan is trying to stop it because he knows that it will be his demise. Now, that is the bottom line of spiritual warfare in the heavens that's reflected on the earth. But keep in mind, we, particularly the disciples and believers of the Lord, have a role in what happens down here. And get this, you don't need a multitude of people to address the issues down here through your relationship with the Lord, because one shall put 1,000 to flight. Greater is he that is within you than he that is within the world. There are more with us than there are with them. So I want you to see that. So let me reiterate. God is building his eternal kingdom through time with those who believe, love, and follow the Lord from the heart. Consequently, God doesn't corral us like some wild animals to break us through punishment or program us like some computer to obey him, because that denies free will and God the opportunity of building people's lives and his kingdom through free will. God works through free will, the power of choice. God loves us and desires for us to reciprocate that love. So in the here and now, God and the devil work through free will due to God's extending, watch this, back to the creation story, the Genesis saga, and let us give them dominion over the earth. God extended authority to humanity to take rule over the earth, so to speak, gave them the power of attorney to make decisions about what goes on here. Although God is sovereign and doesn't need our permission to do his will, God has relegated that authority to us through our yielding and our inviting him in. Thus the reality of 2 Chronicles 7:14. If, notice the preposition, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray, seek my face, move away from their evil ways, then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sin, and heal their land. God works through the power of choice. Whatsoever, where there are two or three, Matthew 18 through 20, where two or three are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst. And whatsoever you bind, whatever you disallow, I will disallow in heaven. Whatever you loose, whatever you allow, I will allow in heaven. It comes from the judicial system of the elders meeting at the gate of the cities, where they governed the laws of what would come into the city and what wouldn't come into the city. What's coming into our lives, what's coming into our world, we have a responsibility for it. Come back for lesson 4.